welcome to the maiden edition of Youth Connect. My name is Emefa Akosua Adeti, and I'm super excited. Why? Because something that nearly everybody's been looking forward to, that young people are part of decision making, that young people get to dissect and have their say in whatever decision may have been taken by people who are at the top of hierarchy. And so today, me and my friends, as usual, as we like to discuss very pertinent issues. Sometimes it's not an issue, but if it's an issue we discuss it, sometimes it may be, some good track record of somebody in governance or people in governance. And then we get to, share our views and our opinions. And then we get to take decisions on how we think this country can be better in the hands of young people. And so once again, welcome to Youth Connect. My name is Emefa Akosua Adeti, and today I'm joined by two of my friends. I've got Adam Amedome, and he is part of the NDC's communications team, and somebody who's not very new to me as well. We like to call him BBC, but you know him as Banin Clinton Balfour, who is a political and social activist who is also an NPP member. Anna?
Yes.
Have you been? Has the year been very good so far?
Yeah, it's been. From January till now, I must admit that God has been good. Yeah.
Okay. And then I see that you're all, dressed up in the 24-hour economy. So what, you're ambassador?
Yes.
How's it going? What's, in one simple sentence, what do you mean by 24-hour economy as an ambassador?
Job creation.
Job creation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so at least would have some job to do what when 24-hour economy is running or what? Okay. So much has been happening in the news, and particularly, my attention is quite on the Cecilia Dapa case, but that's not what we're zoning into, especially because of what the position the Attorney General has taken and Yoko as well. So it'll be a development story, as it's always been, and then we'll pick up on it. But let's start with the Kumasi International Airport. I know that it's been renamed, but we can relate to it as the Kumasi International Airport, the renaming of it, and as to who's supposed to be laying claim to it and all. We'll have time and also discuss the limited registration that the EC is organizing, and if there are any issues so far for young people. Do we think that young people really understand the essence of having to have a power to vote? What is the turnout looking like? And if you have the power, would you do it any different? And then if we're able to exhaust this too, we can get on with other matters as well. But Adam, let me start with you. So a little earlier today, I saw that Sami JP was quite enthusiastic about why the NPP or the president is trying to lay claim and not give credit to whoever started the project, the Kumasi International Airport, and even the renaming of it. Tell me your overall comments. I mean, for a young person in this country, will it really matter?
Yeah, I think it matters a lot when it comes to issues like this, especially when we try to do politics with everything, when we try to belittle other people's efforts, when we try to make, nonsense of other people's effort when it comes to politics or governance, let me say. When it comes to the Kumasi International Airport, it is well known by everyone that the project was an idea of President Mahama after commissioning the phase 1. Even it is on peacefmonline.com, I think I read it earlier today, when Otumfo said to Asante Hene, stated that, you've done so well after commissioning the phase 1, but I think that, look, Senior, you should just move on to phase 2. And President Mahama, as usual, the listening president, did well, cut short for the phase 2, even before leaving office. Funds were made available for the project and everything. So parliamentary approval, everything that is needed for the project to commence, and even shortcutting. To the extent that I think work began to some extent, power changed hands. So my problem here is that if power changed hands 2017, you delay the project, you play delay tactics here and there, just to come and commission it 2024 because it's an election year, because you believe in office then you try to make it look like, it's your project, you bet it, then it is wrong. We move to the renaming aspect of the whole thing. My only problem with this project is the renaming aspect of President Akufo-Addo. He has the desire to rename almost everything he sees, or not just President, but the entire NPP as a whole. Looking at a place like Accra Digital Center, you see a block named after Slawusu, but these are people who spoke ill of the project whilst in opposition. But they took over office and they want to rename it. Is this
for a fact? The blog is named after her?
Accra Digital Center. You can cross-check. You can ask your team. A blog is named Slawusu Kufu blog or something. That I think her full name, then it's blog. You see, looking at what President Akufo is doing, it's just like you being with a lady where, or before you even met this lady, you knew she was with someone, but you come and lie to her that this guy, I know a lot about him, leave him, blah, 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 blah. The lady eventually divorces this man. This lady goes in for your friend, then you do even worse. This friend, we grew up together, he's a womanizer, he is this. Like the apology of a lawyer has been doing on Home to Me TV. Say all manner of things about people. Then eventually this lady agrees to marry you. You are impotent, you can't give birth, yet you go around renaming the children off.
But yeah, because I'm impotent, so if I rename the kids, what's
no,
the problem?
These are not your kids. These kids have fathers, okay? You can take care of the kids.
If I'm the one caring for them, and the mother allows me to rename them.
I don't think the mother allows you to rename the kids, you understand? You are with a woman, but what I'm trying to say is that you would have to provide for them, you have to care for them, maintain them so that they can grow and become better. Eventually, if God gives you the grace and you also have a child, then you can name the child. But if you want to go back and change the names of other people's children, then that is wrong.
So back to this internet, and Clinton, I'm going to come to you shortly. What was the original name? It was supposed to be the Kumasi International Airport,
exactly,
right?
But
did you guys have, did the NDC have any intentions of naming it after personality?
Oh, no. Far from that. What I'm trying to say is that looking at President Akufo, he has even proposed to rename University of Ghana. And then he's going around renaming universities. I think Asogli State's traditional council declined his proposal to rename the whole university and all, the technical university and all. That is the angle I'm coming from, trying to rename almost everything. Okay. You understand? That is my point.
Okay, how does the renaming of it affect the users of it, the impact it will bring to the economy? Does it take away from the credit?
It doesn't take away. It doesn't take anything away at all. Nothing. So why do you even rename it? That is the question. If it doesn't take anything away, then you don't rename it. What I'm trying to say is that other people build it, you love it, so you go and rename it. So why don't you also build one? Why don't you also do something so you can name it after what you wanted to name it initially?
I would have thought that project continuity is what everybody in Ghana would like to. And so what would be the points that he has to then rebuild another
most of these projects he's renaming are not projects he continued. Some of these projects are projects that have been in existence for years.
Okay.
Looking at these universities they've gone around to rename, they are not projects he came to continue. There have been projects that have been in existence for years, you understand. And almost everything, they have a chance somewhere, they want to rename something. So that is the point I'm driving. I'm not just only the Kumasi International Airport, but for the renaming, I'm speaking in general.
Okay. Clinton, usually when you come like this, I don't like it. Yeah? When you come like this, it really doesn't end this calm. So I hope it stays through till then. But I mean, I'm sure you're quite excited about the Kumasi International Airport, right?
Yes.
Did you see the renaming coming?
It's something that I would have had even questions about it if it wasn't renamed, especially because of where it is coming from. From my point of view, substantiating conversations on the Nana Prempeh, the name again.
Yeah, I'm also
Nana
trying to look for
the
it.
first, international airport, which is notable as the Kumasi International Airport. I wouldn't want to delve into the petty discussions about whether it was renamed and then why was it renamed and whatever. I would want to zoom straight into the impact that the project brings to the Ashanti Kingdom. And moreover, we all understand how Ashantis are. They normally like to resonate with whatever project that is embarked on within that.
You got it correct. Nana Agyemang Prempeh I.
Exactly. And so if you look at most of the projects, even all the senior high schools in Ashanti region, you can clearly see that it was named after traditional leaders, Prempeh College, Osei Tutu, Efiakobi. This is what is known, Kumasi is known for. This is what Ashanti region is known for. And it gives them that belief and understanding and commitment to protect it. Because the moment they see that way, they give it that form of acknowledgement and reverence. And that is what it means to Ashanti region. And so conversations on he having issue with it being renamed because he feels president is going around renaming projects, I think is something I won't waste my energy engaging on. But what I want to talk about is the impact this project brings to the Ashanti Kingdom. thankfully we had the president for Ghana Association of Hotelier coming in to state that this is going to really boost tourists and is also going to help with hospitality activities in the Ashanti region. And looking at the projected expansion projects that they are looking at coming up with, it is also going to help us take more of the pressure from the Kotoka, because I mean Kotoka is where everybody wants to go. Wherever that you are, you have to travel. If you want to travel internationally, you need to go to Kotoka. Now we are given as an alternative that brings the middle belt and then the northern belt individuals to that particular site. I believe that is a good project. Conversations on claiming ownership of it on what have you. I mean, if I started a project and I believe that I deserve credit to it, you don't need me to be the one to use my platform to tell you that, hey, I'm acknowledging it. I mean, if you think that for whatever reason you weren't acknowledged when it was being commissioned or whatsoever, you have a platform, you're on a campaign trail, you are doing NDC 360, and why don't you tell the people that you started it and this was the percentage you ended with it, so that people can also acknowledge it? I mean, we are in a season of politics where you would list, I mean, it would be political immaturity for my brother to sit here and say that he's expecting the president to sit there and say that, oh, this is a project that Mahama started and what have you. He started. To what extent? He should give us a percentage. And he's here telling us that they secured funding for the project to completion before they left office. He should make reference to that particular statement, substantiate on it.
As
what percentage? Funding? What?
No, as to whether the funding was for the entire.
I mean,
but
that is the clarity.
We saw the document that purports to give us a projection of how much will be spent.
Projection of how much will be spent.
And as to whether was it approved.
As to whether it has been secured, it is in standing as the government took over. He didn't substantiate on it, and that is not true. I want to state emphatically.
But he launched the phase one.
No, you launching it doesn't mean you secured funds to complete it.
No, the phase one was done. It was refurbished, renovated.
So the conversation is not about what was commissioned. It's about he stating categorically that funds were made available for the continuity and completion of the project, which is very wrong. You get it? And if you don't say that, I mean the camera has captured. So whatever it is, if you didn't say that, that's up to you.
Would you want to clarify that? Wasn't that the funding
before I didn't interject him, so
okay,
I'll
note it down.
Let me explain what I'm trying to say. So at the end of the day, what I want to say is that it is not a deliberate attempt of the government to commission the airport. The airport had to be commissioned at a particular percentage of completion where it can be made useful. As we speak now, by end of June, it should be partially operational, and latest by September, it should be fully operational. I believe that the individuals working on the project or the experts that are on the project saw the need to give it ample time. Putting up an airport is not putting up e-blocks that you can wake the next morning and put up just a block without hostel facility or accommodation.
Which means
blocks.
That it's a very impactful project.
Exactly.
And if it matters, if you look at, I mean, I'm sorry to cut you, but we cannot have this conversation without paying attention to the role politics plays in governance, right?
Yes.
And so if we, and in my last submission, I mentioned that it is very, unfortunately, this is where we are as a country, where we shouldn't care who did what and who did what.
So earlier, the conversation was that when MPP starts a project, NDC doesn't complete it, and NDC comes to campaign with it. MPP comes to also campaign with it, because affordable houses were there. It was built before they came. They didn't complete the building until we came to government before we took that decision to do it. Every single project they started, MPP has taken deliberate efforts to complete it. And today you sit here and you tell us that because we continued with it, we shouldn't claim ownership of it. Then
but it matters to them.
No,
they say it matters to them that
so
it's such an impactful
it should tell you
project.
the level of unseriousness of a political party they are. If you think that at all costs you should be so much interested in that the project has been continued, by now you should rather be engaging people that, oh, you came up with the idea and then you started it, you finished with phase one, so you are glad that Nanado has completed it. Whatever the case might be, for you coming up with the idea, it's enough credit for you to score points on your political, but as low as they would want to engage on this issue, they have issues with the fact that you came to commission it and you're claiming ownership of it. What are you telling me? Someone comes in to complete a project, establish it fully to get it operational, and when it is being commissioned, you say he shouldn't claim ownership of it. You watch the last statement that the president, he said, Debia, let me speak it in Chi, I hope it will be translated. Or say, Debia, mekasa me bibia. And this is what it means to me. He said it. You can play that video.
What does that mean?
It means that they thought he couldn't do it. Anytime he wants to do something, there is always this aggression, there is always this opposition idea that it is not possible.
Do you not think that the NDC will think that you cannot claim, if this is what the president said, then he's indirectly suggesting that the project in its entirety, he's taking credits for the project.
And I'm telling you that
exactly
that is the platform of the president.
Okay.
He has completed it. And so we are in a season of politics where you have, right now, Ghana has been ranked to about 55th position when it has to do with freedom of speech, journalism, on the world ranking that recently came. And it means everybody have access. You have a platform. He is touring. He should also sit down and tell people, give a pictorial evidence that you started with it. This is where it got to. You own the idea. And so you are impressed with the efforts of the government that they continued with it, but the idea is yours. You don't expect the president to use his platform to sell you in this season that we are in.
Okay.
That is politically immature if that is where you want to engage from.
Okay.
But I don't want to even substantiate on that issue. What I want to say is that now Kumasi has an international airport, giving the country 2 international airports to fully operate with, taking a lot of pressure from the Kotoka to the Ashanti region. It's now preventing, you see, most of the people who troop into Accra think that when you are in Accra, you are close to leaving the country. When you are in Accra, you are close to leaving the country. And so now we are saying that no, you don't necessarily need to be in Accra before you can leave the country. Kumasi is also, and you see, Kumasi has been known out there as a place where trading and business activities go on. We don't really have the geographical scope of work of Accra like how Kumasi is.
But what would you say is the geographical scope of?
So I mean to say that the buildings, activities, engagement, businesses that are run in Accra are much wider and captures a lot of people, most of the
industry than Kumasi. What's the industry for Kumasi? Adam, I'm going to come back to you shortly.
The industry for Kumasi has been more of trading activities. It has been more of individual businesses. We don't really have much of group companies that have established in Kumasi, like how we have it in Accra. You can talk of Telecel, you can talk of MP. Almost all these big institutions have their major head offices in Accra.
And we think that this airport will help.
And I believe that with this airport that we have now, it's going to now, if you have even investors that are coming into the country, because now we have an international airport in Kumasi, companies would feel confident to also set up their headquarters in Kumasi so that people can travel directly to Kumasi, because people consider the fact that they need to come to Accra now, they pick another flight and they have to go to Kumasi, and then that also creates a bit of discomfort. I think that's
not in contention, is it? The economic boost that this is going to bring to both Kumasi and even Ghana at large, it's not debatable, right?
I'm not arguing on that. I'm just making reference to the level of impact that the project brings to Kumasi.
And so because of that, we should ignore who will pull out receipts of legacy.
That conversation is not necessary in this current moment.
But you have just said we're in a political era where everything matters.
Yes, so it's being not necessary in the sense that you cannot expect the president to use that platform where it is being commissioned to throw more light on who started and who completed it.
Adam,
he has moved straight to the point to state categorically that the project has been commissioned. He has given short time period of partial operation and full time period of full operation. This is enough point for us to engage on and hope that the timelines that have been given, we can meet it. Whether
it's June,
you want to claim ownership June and then latest by September.
Okay.
You see, this is the hypocrisy of the NPP we keep talking about. You see their seniors on radio, TV, talking about the fact that this project has nothing to do with President Mahama. But today, he sits here and says, oh, it doesn't matter who
has sat on air to say that.
Who has mentioned names. I have seen a couple of posts on social media even today. This morning, I have seen a couple of
mention maybe this person.
But you see, it won't matter this person. What Adam is saying is not far from, it's not far from what the president says.
Senior communicators have sat. So
who maybe your president has, but your president is asserting to that.
He said
he
has said that we shouldn't give credit. He has not said that.
No, you see, Emefa, before he comes in again, he said that Kumasi now has an international airport. Kumasi airport was declared as an international airport, not today, somewhere 2003, 2004.
The flights were not going.
Exactly. So Kumasi doesn't now have an international airport.
What are you talking about?
It was declared as an international
airport. Declaration to substantiate a reality. What are you talking about?
But I want you to understand something.
NPP
has this attitude of trying to put dust in the eyes of the ordinary Ghanaian. They can tomorrow go and tell the ordinary Ghanaian that President Akufo-Addo is the one who has made Kumasi airport to be an international airport. That is how I want to state categorically that the airport was declared as an international airport way back 2003. Previously, when President Akufo goes to Kumasi,
2003.
Exactly, by President Akufo. Way back then, when President Akufo goes, yes, it was declared by President Akufo as an international airport.
Okay.
But it took a visionary person like President Mahama to invest more in that particular airport.
Yeah.
To this extent, you understand?
That means it's not his idea.
I never said it's not his idea. The airport was declared as an international airport.
Still the moderator.
By President Kufuor. You declare it. It's one thing to declare it, and it's one thing to invest in it. So it needs your declaration.
It is the idea that declares.
No, you don't declare it and go and sit down.
When
When you declare it and go and sit down, like you people always
do. If you
do,
declare,
and you go and sit down, it doesn't make it an international airport. Till date, we don't have flights moving from Europe and all these things going to Kumasi.
But is the NDC happy about it? Because I like to think that it will feed in the 24-hour economy.
Airports
never shut down.
Oh, yes. Yes. No.
That clearly means that.
Let them have it still.
Don't let him interject. Yes. Clearly, it will
confirm to me. Is the NDC excited about this?
Watching the video, go back and watch the video. I think GTV. I even watched it. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? It was a GTV video when I think His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Adeti stated that when the phase 2 was it the phase after the commission of the phase 1, then they spoke about the phase 2. So when it's in full operation, it means there'll be 24-hour operation at that airport.
Yes.
So it means even the vision of a 24-hour economy was seen way back by Dasantehene. You understand?
Not the 23 declaration by Kufuor. He didn't think that it will be a 24.
No, easy.
12 hours.
Exactly.
Okay, so at least now we have clarity. I'm saying that the airport and its benefits all of us. And in all of this, the conversation that I like to have is that as young people, if we do some forward thinking, it benefits us.
Exactly.
Even if we want to go political, the 24-hour economy, it benefits you, right? If we want to do some backward and forward thinking, Clinton, you people say that 24-hour economy is not new. It existed already. So it still fits in your ideology.
That Kotoka operates 24 hours since it was set up.
Let's go on to the next topic. Okay, please. So the limited voter registration, how's it going so far? Do you have young siblings? Do you have nieces, nephews?
I have friends, and then thankfully, by the good vision of the Nana Agyemang government, we have a lot of free SHS beneficiaries who have clocked the voting rights that are also going in there to register and then exercise their franchise and then be a part of the Breaking the 8 agenda. I think when it started, notably with our colleagues from the center-left government, it has always been that they've been antagonizing the Electoral Commission. And I think that is one thing that we need to look at going into an election, because I mean, they appointed Charlotte Osei. Charlotte Osei announced their defeat. Afarijan was in office, he announced the defeat of the MPP. I mean, it makes no difference. The EC cannot, they know, the EC cannot change figures. The EC cannot concord figures. The EC cannot declare who has won if the people have not chosen that particular person. And so I think it is not hygienic, it is not safe for the nation, it is not also advisable for us to engage in such conversations that seems to attack a neutral body that is running our electoral processes as a nation. When it started, my problem with the Electoral Commission has been that you've done this over the years.
Yes.
And so sometimes they have no excuses on the technical hitches that comes.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what's the role of the
internet went out or what have you. For these reasons, we make provisions even financially ahead of time to resolve some of these conditions. But we understand how our international internet connectivity nationwide is not as strong as we want it to be, for which reason I think the digital drive would help us move a step ahead on that particular
thing. You took me
thing.
from 0 to 100 right now. Digital drive on what?
The digital drive, the Baumia's digital drive vision is one thing that is looking at how best we can connect to the internet accessibility, having platforms that we can engage on. I mean, I don't want to delve into that, but what I want to zoom in here is that I believe that the Electoral Commission under no circumstance has an excuse to give that internet went off or internet, you understand that these are high seas, so make standby provisions for it. And I think that is what started when 7th May, the voting, limited voter registration started, and then we had our people hopping from one media house to the other, shouting, and then the EC is not, and the EC is not, and then in a space of some few hours, it was fixed. I think now we've not heard much of aggression on it. The few ones I've seen on social media, if it is not true, is their own youth organizer and chairman fighting at a polling station. There's a video I watched on TikTok.
What about Frank Nkrumah, who was arrested for trying to register a minor?
A minor.
Yeah, NPP constituency treasurer.
And has that been proven right or wrong?
Yeah, he's been arrested. It's reported.
Exactly.
By
So that is the report. So I think for that conversation, I don't want to zoom into it until the police comes out with a report. Normally, the police comms team has done
criminal investigation.
So well.
If criminal complaints filed.
So they will investigate it. I mean, that is why they are there. I like it. If he truly did that, he must be prosecuted. If we must not look at it from the angle of NPP or NDC, because we want to get things done right. If you're a minor, you must not be given the opportunity to be there. So it is not about whether you are NDC or you are NPP. But what I want to say is that the antagonistic posture of the NDC is something they must watch. Get on the grounds and talk to the people and stop being on media attacking the Electoral Commission, because whatever you do, the EC will run the election and there is nothing you can do about it than work and get your vote from the people.
Okay, Adam, would you say
unless
that...
Adams wants to tell me there's something they can do, stealing ballot box or anything. If they cannot do that, they should go and work. Stop shouting
Am
too
I
much.
still in this conversation?
Yes, you are in.
Okay, so Adam...
If Adam hits on any point I've made, I'll come and rebut.
But why not? Adam, but for you as for the NDC, have you made some progress trying to get young people to register? And are they excited about the process?
Before I go to that, Emefa, my brother made some few points that we are attacking the Electoral Commissioner in the media and here and there.
This has been in the genesis of the history of Ghana. It's not
easy. It's unfortunate
and
that
the history that we are making now. The breaking the 8 history has been loud in it.
It's unfortunate that the same people, 2016, who said all manner of things about Madame Charlotte Osei, to the extent that a member of Parliament, Kennedy Akompre Japan, made very nasty comments about the woman, who is a married woman, on national TV. Otiku Afisa Jaba, who was their women organizer then, was on there too, said all manner of things about it.
It's enough point to justify your act. Someone has done it, it's not good.
You both have lost me. Or we're talking. Are we still talking about the limited voter registration?
Yes, we are coming.
Exactly.
You asked about limited registration, but he first had to tell NDC blah 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 blah. But
you see
what we are trying to say.
We did
NDC.
It wasn't good.
Are you the same person saying this that you did it and it wasn't good? Is that
no? But you are just saying it.
What is the
7 years?
What is the 8?
No, if I don't give him the opportunity, let me conclude. Then he can come in.
It's good.
What I'm saying that when you are dining with the devil, you need a long spoon.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
You had a long spoon and you went to sleep at the EC. So.
That's why you need a long spoon.
No, easy. They didn't know if I don't give him the opportunity to interject,
actually,
the program will just
will
not be nice if we continue this way. We are talking about Madame Agyemang, a relative to Rebecca Akosua.
Is she?
Yes. Do your checks well.
You should do your check. He mentioned, you see, the only reason why I would come in to this, I would come in is when there are certain things that when he says, I'm expecting him to be corrected. What are you talking about? I have kept proving it.
No, but this point that you have made is very new to me, and so I cannot let it pass like that.
You printed a lot of documents. Why did you add it?
My friend, I didn't know that she is. But the question is, I'm not a person who worries about whether somebody's related to. Once they were capable.
He needs to come in and defend it.
It's okay. It's okay, Clinton. I do.
No, that is a very wrong thing. It's a big platform.
No, hang on.
Is it true or not? Yes, if it is, prove it.
But what's wrong with it?
That is wrong for him to say.
No, but what is wrong with it?
In the context,
both of you, hang on.
There is everything wrong with it.
Hang on. I do the questioning here. Hang on. Both of you, what is wrong if Madame Agyemang is really a relative?
That is a conversation we can have intellectually. But until then, for him to pass that comment, we have online Ghanaians watching.
Let me see what
so he should be able to come and claim it.
Yes, it is true.
This is the best set. This is a picture of them, their childhood.
Clinton is okay. I've not seen all of these things. It's okay.
He needs to be corrected.
He needs to clarify before.
It is not continuing this way.
No, Clinton.
If you say things about your party, I'll not come.
Whether I am okay with it or not, I keep cool.
Yes, that's true.
I keep cool.
That's true. That is
But
very
if
true.
we consider
you cannot defend it.
No.
Okay, then we should go that way.
Clinton,
You
no.
can go that way.
We're not in the
But for
marketplace.
this one, you need to correct.
We're
We should
not
go
in the
that way.
marketplace.
Don't pass that comment.
We're not in the marketplace.
This type of buga politics.
It is not buga
MPP
politics.
keeps doing.
It is buga politics is when you keep lying. What do you mean by that?
What do you say?
You have your big screen. You came with a tablet. You are not even using. What was the sense of it?
You see, okay,
I should call me. I should call someone.
Okay, guys,
Did I
we
pass
have
that
to come
comment?
for a break.
Did I
and when we
pass that
come back,
comment?
we'll
If you
continue.
don't know, did I pass that
I'm gonna have
comment?
to
If you
come for a
don't,
break.
you have passed the comment. Substantiate it. You are telling me to listen.
Don't come here and come and be making noise.
If you don't know, don't say it.
If you don't know, don't come here and be
Why not
making
the one who
noise.
said
Is this a secret?
Why you not who said
that
everyone
Jema
is
said
everyone?
to Rebecca
Prove it, substantiate it. What are you talking about? That everyone knows. As everyone knows that your flag bearer is corrupt.
No, easy.
Okay,
Must we go that way?
Both of you, no,
If-
hang on, two of you. Listen. Do you know why we're connecting as young people? We say we don't like it when the older folks do this. Because what happens is that when you tune on TV and you're listening to radio, all you hear is people shouting over others, and the point is not made well. So let's have very sanitized.
It's because of these issues.
Hey, right, hey,
Speak about limited voter. I say Emefa.
hang on.
Why
Hang
didn't
on.
you also go straight to the limited registration exercise?
You can't tell
Please,
Edem the
let
point.
Me
Yes.
say what I want to say.
Edem wants to say his point.
Whatever
I'll
he
ask
wants
you.
to say, I allow
I
him
will
to say.
ask you.
He came in
Let's
to
have
say
a
I
good
never
debate.
argued with it.
Let's have a
No,
good
until
debate.
you pass this comment.
Clinton,
Emefa, look, I'm
don't talk
back to the
again
issue.
until
If he
you're
brings
being
that
given.
issue, I'll come in.
No, I will call you in. You'll have your
Okay,
time.
all
You will
right.
have your time.
Sure, thank
so
you.
please make the point.
Emefa, this is the same electoral commission. The director of IT was seen recently with Dr. Baumia in Bunu East region during Dr. Baumia's campaign. See, like you stated a few minutes ago,
I will come here. Yes.
there is nothing wrong.
People lying.
Most of them, look, me, people who claim they are neutral and everything, 99% of them, sometimes I feel like probably they just don't be associated with our
You are
politics.
trotting to the limited voter registration,
Exactly.
right? You're trotting
Yes.
there. Okay.
They just don't want to be associated
Don't
with
even
our
to just
politics
pass those
openly.
comments
Right?
and
When
go
you go privately, they have their political affiliations, which is well understood. This electoral commissioner, Madam Jane Mensah, is the first electoral commission who has limited the registration to district officers. What haven't we said? What haven't organizations said in this country? Yes, still, she said that is what she's going to do. She has the backing of the NPP, so she went ahead and is doing it. We start limited registration the first 2 days, MFA. I can tell you for a fact that some places had to wait until 12 in the afternoon for whatever activation will come from the EC head office before they can start registration. Some were facing network challenges. I was on the University of Ghana campus 2 days ago. I think that was day 2 of the registration exercise.
Is the University of Ghana campus a district office, or it was exclusively added to the places
some
where? So
some
basically,
universities-
this time around, it hasn't only been limited to the district offices.
Yeah,
they've made some
Some
places.
universities have been added to it,
Okay.
but that has not been the traditional this year.
Is that not a good feather in the cap?
No,
of the
you see, MFA, we
That's
need
what
to-
you're looking for,
the-
right?
You see, no, the numbers are growing. So we need to decentralize the whole thing by limiting it to a particular place. Look, when you go to some districts, people would have to travel for about 40 minutes,
Over
an
the,
hour.
we've had this conversation, and over a period, the EC has maintained that in order to have the credibility of the register,
Says a commission that does not have
Protected.
credibility. You see, let's not go into these matters.
you will have your say.
No, it's not that I would have
You'll
my
have your
say.
say.
There
You'll
are
have your
certain
say. It's
Is,
okay.
is he a rep to
He has
them?
to
Is he the
justify.
rep to them?
There are
Is he?
certain
He has to.
comments.
Is he
He
the
was
rep
just.
to them?
He's
Is he?
justifying. It
What
was
haven't
like
they said?
I'm
You see the
seated
hypocrisy in the
here
MPP.
as a political
What
and
haven't
a
they
social
said about
activist.
Charlotte in this country? Today is one Jane Mensah,
Okay, we're not,
so we should
we're
worship her
not
as a god.
personalizing the conversation. Do you know that, guys? Do you know that we have not made any progress on the limited voter registration?
He has not.
Look, MFA, there are challenges in this country.
What are the challenges?
Like I was telling you, one, they said some of the machines are not functioning well, internet connectivity. Here and then you ask yourself, 2024, these are things we are facing.
He's on the same page with you on that,
2024.
right? Clinton, are you not on the same page? That's
I'm
there's
not
certain
on the
things.
same page
Oh,
with
that
you.
you're
No,
okay.
but
That's
don't-
some of them.
don't bring
Okay,
me-
all right.
2024, these are issues we are facing. But you see, the young people of Ghana are determined to register and vote for President Mahama and Professor Nana Agyemang Prempeh I to rescue this country. Ghana's independence is coming again, and you can see how the young people, in as much as they are frustrated with the fact that they have to go and sit. When I was on the University of Ghana campus 2 days ago, a young guy sat there from morning and up to 5 p.m. He has not been able to register.
Is this challenge very exclusive to today's EC limited voter registration?
Yes.
In the days of limited voter registration, he has always been.
No,
You've been 18 years before, have you
Is
not?
it? In those days, or let's say previous electoral commissions, you know, they used to decentralize it. Sometimes you go and register, and it doesn't even take you 30 minutes to finish that, and you are gone.
Now the population is wider.
And people have to even sleep there.
Okay. But
Political
in the
parties,
face of the challenge, have we made some progress? Have you seen young people?
Yes, I've seen young
resilient,
people. Yes,
resolute,
very determined. They want to vote for President Mahama and the NDC.
Okay.
So you see young people voluntarily calling, where can I go? Where's my district? Where can and some of them, you meet them, you talk to them, and they're like, I don't even know there's any limited
Do you think these
registration
young
exercise.
people understand the substance to why they must own a voter's registration, and not because the older folks are feeding them with what they think they have to know? Do they understand the substance of it?
I think I agree with you to some extent. Even our running mate, Professor Nana Agyemang has the similar comment when she came to the University of Ghana campus. Like, she feels that our younger siblings need more education. They need to be spoken to more, advised more in terms of this. They don't need it because the political party is putting pressure on them, or we are trying to mobilize them. We should get to the point where they are willingly, voluntarily coming out that they want to register, they want to vote, they want to exercise their constitutional rights. And these are the times we are looking to get it in the future.
And for me, I think that's what I expect political parties to be doing. And because of my time, let me let
we can't leave this to political parties only. You understand?
But the NCC says they are underfinanced, and so they can't be doing this. They are underfunded. They can't be doing.
That's what I'm saying. That we can't leave it to political parties.
So if you guys have the opportunity,
only,
like the way you're championing 24-hour economy, are you speaking to young people the same way? Why they need cards and all of that?
Exactly.
So, please,
then Emefa, please. I'm saying that.
Okay, please land in 30 seconds.
I'm saying that we don't need political parties only to go out there and do those education. You understand? We need to bring other stakeholders like NCC, even churches and schools, everything. They need to educate these children. If you limit it to political parties only, you and I know political parties have interest. They have reasons why they want them to vote. You understand? But it should be something the young people understand why they need it, even before the political party comes in.
Okay.
Do you understand the point I'm trying to make?
Yes.
So limiting it to political party alone would be, okay, this political party helped me through the process, getting my voter's ID card, so I owe him some sort of loyalty and all these things. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes political party trying to collect data and everything because they feel we helped you, so you have to come and vote for us. But if you're able to make the education go wider, I think that the young people voluntarily will come out, and we don't need political party being so actively involved in the registration exercise.
I'll repeat the question to you: that do you think that young people understand the essence why they must own?
It is for that reason he even said that the young people are enthused. You could see the enthusiasm with which they are trooping in. There's for some people sitting there from 10 a.m. to 4 a.m. Some are going 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can clearly see that although we need to do more education, but in our current dispensation of politics that we are in, nobody needs to come and tell someone who has been a beneficiary of free SHS that go and do your voter registration and have the reason to keep the free SHS policy running. Let me land. Nobody would have to go and tell a training college student that get a voter registration and get your voter ID card and go and vote for MPP because someone cancelled your allowances and someone has restored it. And so there are every practical reason and meaning to why young people have to go in there and vote. And so as much as we need to do education on it, there are practical beneficiaries of most of the projects that the government have run.
So you both are two different. You think that people might understand the proper reason why he thinks that it is for people to be able to identify the benefits.
Don't misquote me. What I'm saying is that as much as there is a need for people to be enlightened on the need to register, people equally have practical understanding of why they need to do it. Especially the young people who are first-time voters, because these are people who, if not for the MPP government, wouldn't have had the opportunity to go to school. I'm telling you, there are families that people, when they pass BC and its 8As, it becomes chaotic at home because we are looking at how to get money to pay their school fees. We are looking at how to get money to get them to school. We are looking at how they would even have access to a boarding facility to sleep in. That doesn't mean that the free SHS policy is complete, but it means that now everybody have access to an opportunity that ordinarily would have been limited to the rich people. Earlier, if someone is even from a rich home and the person writes exams and fails, we throw a party for the person because the person is rich. The person will find their way to go to school. If a rich person, a poor person passes, it is challenging because we're looking for how to get money for the person. But today, that conversation is not there. And so the parents themselves have taken it upon themselves to enlighten their wards that, listen, you guys were 4. Today, all the 4 of you are benefiting from free SHS. Regardless of the challenges that the policy comes with, which is being reviewed and being resolved, you have access to the school for free. The rich people might be able to afford some additional benefits to support them, but once you are in their school, you'll be able to pursue your vision, and that is possible. And so there are practical meaning to why people are trooping in to go and vote. Okay. And that is where I believe my colleagues from the other side are scared, because if you go in there and you see a lot of senior high school students there, people who are 18, who have clocked 18 plus, and they are there to vote, you can give a meaning to it that
this now upsets my thinking.
These people,
you've had a lot of...
Let me land. You gave him a chance to land, so let me land. And so you can clearly see that now it is not about someone just walking to a young person that you need to get your voter register and contribute to this election. It's not about that anymore. It is about, I know I need to do it, but show me how to do it. What am I supposed to take? What documents am I supposed to take?
Okay.
The youth wing of the party has taken it upon themselves to move around and engage young people, enlighten them on the processes they should go through in registering, giving them a meaning. What have they been doing? That to think there and say that it is NCC is not doing their work, we need specific people to go and do that.
If I listen
and
to
so I believe that the education is
point.
very important. But people have practical meaning to doing it.
Okay,
and that is being
I'm unable to reconcile the part of your submission that says that this is what is making the NDC uncomfortable, because they are the ones calling for more decentralization of people being able to register.
That's where I didn't want it. What is his understanding of decentralization? So the system hasn't been decentralized.
I mean, they think
how was it earlier? How was it now?
Districts.
How was it earlier and how is it now? It's been decentralized. But as I keep on saying, every process is a living one.
Let's wrap up.
And so day in, day out, it keeps growing. The challenges come and then we fix it. It is best that they are in Parliament. EC office doesn't operate in isolation. It engages through Parliament for decisions to be taken. And so they can put in proposals,
Clinton,
and engagement can be had. If they have the majority, they can shoot it in.
Out there,
so I think that's
who are registering, and some people claim they are registering because they are beneficiaries of free SHS.
There are these claims,
and they want to vote for the NPP. If I can tell you that is total falsehood.
Okay.
When you're on the grounds, you know that these young people are even more eager to vote the NPP out than the mothers and the fathers at home. I have taught some of the registration centers in Accra. When I got here, I was speaking to Francis. We are going to talk some other registrations like Eastern Voter and other constituencies at work. And you can see that when you meet these young people, they are more eager to vote out this NPP government. Some of them are now on the university campuses and their parents cannot even cater for them because due to poor economic action. I'm coming, if you permit me, just within 1 minute. This is from Eugene Osei Tutu from Multimedia. He posted on Facebook 12 hours ago, and he said, I get worried about the way we are running our free SHS. Our SHS, sorry. My sister was home from November 2023 to Friday, March 8, 2024, when she reopened school. She came home for 10 days for Easter and Salah break. She vacated last Thursday, 9th May. Meaning since November, 6 months, she had only 62 days in school, barely 7 or 8 weeks. How is this system okay? Is this the same free SHS people we are talking about? This same free SHS...
They argue that we can talk about the quality, the double tracking, we can talk about it a bit later. But we're creating equal opportunity for everybody. That's the argument, at least. But anyway, we'll do this. Don't add up to my point. Make your point.
It's not. So what I want to say is that the free SHS policy is a policy that is a living policy.
I can't see how the free SHS will be ended up in my limited voted.
So I'm saying that the free SHS policy is a living policy in the sense that before you can have the policy established in a very perfect shape, you will definitely face these hitches. And if you read the history of countries that have been able to run successful policies that are now in full and comfortable operation, they will tell you the hitches that they went through over years. We are not saying it doesn't have challenges. For which reason now they even believe that free SHS is possible and they will have an opportunity to review it. And that is what Mahama has also
free SHS was started way back progressively by President Mahama. You understand? These are some
Okay,
of the
we'll have
reasons
this
why we
conversation.
decided
We'll
to
have
start
this. So we have two
progressively.
conversations to pick up on. You guys said we should talk about Sedina Tamaklo and Cecilia Dapa. We'll have to wait for Cecilia Dapa's case to be criminalized before we can put the two on the same table and discuss it. But I've got a final question for both of you.
But I think we should talk about that.
We'll talk about it a bit later. Today. Not today. We'll have to pull out. We'll have to pull out the court documents.
Exactly.
And then
the court documents I can read them. I have it
as well.
So what are we pulling?
No.
A 70 million series for Kantaman to fire victims 2013.
Hang on.
See, we are talking of 650,000.
No.
High profile criminal.
Okay, so guys, I have a question for
you don't allow him to sit here and call Sedinam Tamaklo a high profile criminal.
But that is true. What are you talking about? That is true. It hasn't been rude.
You see,
we have a sanitation minister in this country. I'm coming.
No, this is logical. Emefa. The person isn't sentenced, but she was not sentenced as a high-profile criminal.
The figures involved.
We have a sanitation minister in this country, where she lost over $1 million and never noticed it. Until her husband came home.
Have you heard that sanitation ministry is saying that some money that were meant for some national team and that? Have you also seen
Sedinam Tamaklo?
What I've seen, and this is Sedinam stole 70 million. It is in the report that came.
Hang on, guys.
From Maslow.
It's
even her jewelry. Why are you doing that? Even Cecilia Dapa's jewelry
wait.
Can change your life. Your jewelry is of NDC. How much is it?
I'm coming.
Wait,
guys. I'm coming before I go.
You should be ashamed.
Who was the deputy communication minister?
I agree with this point.
Even your
had to lose their job.
Has not been spoken about. You are here defending such a high-profile criminal.
No.
Even Vicky dreaming about it alone lost her job.
That's I agree.
But this one, her house help has successfully stolen
I have a question.
This amount of money, and President Akufo-Addo tells us that he believes in her integrity.
Let's listen to me at all.
Has President Akufo-Addo not let the law to take its full force?
Shall I say thank you?
Don't say thank you.
As young people, what do you think? And let's discuss this in 2 minutes. So 1 minute, 1 minute each. As young people, what do you feel about the future of Ghana? And what do you think the role we're playing in politics, gearing towards governance? Young people, are we, those who have the opportunity, are we playing the role well? And if we're giving a better opportunity, will we play it any better?
Yes, let me put my political lens down.
Of course, I said take the politics.
He'll put his political cap down.
Okay.
Well, I think we've not done much as young people, honestly. Young people have been carried away by a system that has monetized our political atmosphere. That makes it very difficult for us to be honest when the reality is there, because the structure of our political space has been crooked such that it becomes very difficult for you to say you want to stand against something. And sometimes when you want to do that, the very people to stand with you are the very people who stand behind where you are shooting at and shoot back at you. I believe that the space that we are in is one that would desire the collective efforts of everybody, devoid of your political affiliation. That this is where we believe the nation is getting to. And we want to administer activities in the nearest future. What steps are we going to take collectively to fix it? Whether it is NPP person who is doing something wrong, we must make sure the person is dealt with. If it is Cecilia, the best issue that we don't like it, we must make sure that he faces the law. If it is Sedinam's issue that we don't like it, we must make sure she faces the law. And so when we get that understanding, then we will be able to stand in and say that, okay, now if a policy is being made, we must be involved. We've gone past those days where nooks had a role to play, even in Get Fund, in a lot of educational policies. Today, policies are run, we cap Get Fund, and young people cannot even say anything about it. Nooks pursue the government, fighting for uncapping of Get Fund, and we don't even see our own young people retweeting, commenting, or saying something. And the best they can say is, he is going to take money. So the monetization and our understanding of how we want to advocate for something right is what is eating us up. And I believe that as young people, we must wake up from that dream, we must wake up from that sleep and get to that point of saying that no, whether I am MPP, whether I am NDC, If they put off the light, they don't ask whether I'm MPP or I'm NDC.
The gun
they
is to
put
your
off
head,
my light as well. And so we all have to stand in. Me, I've always had issues with ECG, devoid of wherever that it is coming from, because I believe that if there is a conversation that needs to be had by ECG, the conversation that needs to be had.
Yeah.
Talk to people, communicate to people, let people know what is going on. And so the defense mechanism of shielding the ECG is not something that I have said on any platform and I have done. But I believe that...
Are you able to say no when political parties give you a direction of communication and you feel
I've just said no. Logical, my political party, I've put my political lens down.
Actually, so let it be on the table. Please, don't answer this question.
It doesn't happen.
So, Emefa, what I'm trying to say is that as young people, I think one of our biggest challenges is how expensive our elections have become in this country. You don't expect a poor widow son like me to get our $500,000.
My brother, you're not poor.
Please, I'm not related to this. Let's continue.
Good.
Yeah. However, you don't expect me to get over $500,000 to go and contest, let's say, even primaries coming to May elections. These are things I think, look, we have to look at as a nation. The more our election is becoming expensive, the more we are inviting criminals and drug dealers to take over our political space. And also, I think one thing that is affecting the youth involvement and our activism this time around is also the mainstream politics and student politics. You have just JCR elections on campus. You see politicians trooping in and out. SRC elections and politicians are willing to spend millions of cedis just because they have a godson or a preferred candidate there, or they have an interest there. I think those days where student politics was alive, where you could see they criticize government, whether NDC, NPPs, because there's student politics. Probably after school, then they find, oh, okay, I want to align with NDC, I want to align with NPP. I think those days should come back, because if care is not taken, we're going to get to the time where, look, the young ones coming will be worse than those we have seen. Like our Katie Hammond and Co would also say or talk about this, you know, Emefa. So I think that our leaders who are not trying. People go into demonstration like Occupy Julobi House, and the next thing they've lost their jobs. And I think we should allow the youth, you understand, be youth. We should allow them, they should allow us be youth. Like, we should be able to exhibit our youthfulness during these times and not treat us like their colleagues at the top and everything. And also, politicians should stop being behind the young ones to execute their agendas and all have you. Politicians want to do something, they bring their youth, they are behind him or her, trying to push the narrative they want to push. I think if these things are looked at, trust me, we can go back to the time where we have very vibrant youth in it. I believe in the Ghanaian youth. I believe, look, sometimes you sit with young people and you are like, wow, like they have this idea. It's very...
Like you sat with
Guys, they've ended the show. Yeah, hey guys, we've ended the show.
But we cannot end this show without acknowledging the fact that you have a larger audience base for your program, and so permit me to acknowledge the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, the next president, Dr. Alhaji Bawumia, because I'm here to engage on his behalf, and so at best it is important that I acknowledge him, and then I ask for support from Ghanaians for him. He's touching base with us at our various regions, and I'm sure he would get to where everybody is. It is possible agenda is there. We are taking bold solutions, revolutionizing the tax net, and then playing pivotal role in the next phase of our governance. And I believe that when we give him the nod, breaking the 8 will not just be about breaking the 8, but it will be breaking the 8 into the future that we envision.
I did know the point you wore your political lenses. By them, please wear yours and let's go then.
All right, before I go into that, I think today is Mother's Day, so a happy Mother's Day. Looking at Her Excellency, Madam Mrs. Lordina Mahama, distinguished running mate, the very Professor Nana Agyemang. Don't forget my mother, Deborah.
And the second lady.
Yeah, maybe I do it. It looks like them. You have to do it though.
Okay, so I'm wishing the incoming First Lady of the Republic, Lordina Mahama, a happy Mother's Day.
Okay.
And I wish Professor Nana Agyemang, our running mate, a happy Mother's Day. My beloved mother Deborah, my sweet mother, the women organizer for the NDC UK and Ireland chapter, Madam Mary Gardner and her deputy, My sweet mother did it, so I wish her a happy Mother's Day.
And your girlfriend.
And I don't have a girlfriend yet, so hopefully. So, to conclude with, the well-meaning Ghanaians, especially the youth, we should give President Mahama a second chance to take this country into the path of prosperity. The accounts will say, we've seen the difference. So I think they're not going to make that mistake again. And I believe in the well-meaning youth of this country. And I plead with them that they're asking for their vote and their support for the parliamentary candidates across the 276 constituencies. And especially women like you, Emefa, you should vote for the NDC because of, Professor Nana Agyemang Prempeh I. NDC, we love women, we give women the opportunity to shine, we believe in them and we empower them, we amplify them.
You empower women,
Guys, thank you for connecting with me today. Connect with us another time, okay? Give us a follow on all of our social media handles at Youth Connect, subscribe, all of our social media. Be part of the conversation. I've always said that you can't just sit down and watch because the decisions of today we're going to be having to deal with tomorrow. So be part of it. Thank you for watching. When the news breaks, when decisions are made, when society says it has to be a certain way, as young people, are we ever part of the conversation? Hi, my name is Emefa Akosua Adeti, and I invite you to be part of discussing relevant issues, be it social, political debate, religion, or culture. Let's have our say. On Youth Connect, we shall spark conversations, challenge what we ought to, and find solutions that benefits us all. On Youth Connect, we shall bring to the fore your passion, most importantly, your voice. Don't just watch or listen. Act. It matters to you.